caregiver. God
Yeah.
I
bless you. Hey,
appreciate
Mom.
you all. We're ready to get started. The
Okay, cool.
village. Thank you all.
Hey, Carolyn.
Hello.
All right. I'm going to mute and get off camera and wait for these diamonds that Jules about to drop.
Okay. We are excited to welcome you all tonight to the Women's History Month celebration with Dr. Jewel Diamond Taylor. We have prayed ourselves in, and now we are ready to move forward. Thank you all so much for your patience. We are looking forward to celebrating the power of womanhood, sisterhood, and everything that we do to be all that God created us to be. So thank you again. God bless you and welcome.
Thank you for having me. I'm looking forward to it.
Arise, Queen. It's our time to reign, reinvent, restore, and refresh. Join Sisters for Sisters Inc. as we begin our 22nd year empowering and transforming the lives of women and girls in mind, body, and spirit. Despite the pandemic, we have continued to serve, support, and bring light in a season of uncertainty, challenges, and darkness. Join us as a participant or a partner. Sisters has exciting programs and impactful outreach in the areas of HIV/AIDS, sexual domestic violence, homelessness, girls mentoring, personal development, and many areas where trauma has impacted the lives of vulnerable women and girls. Or if you have a heart to serve and support others, join our mission and become an ambassador, partner, or volunteer. To learn more, visit sistersforsisters.org. Together, we can make a difference, one sister at a time.
Yes, Sisters for Sisters Inc. In January, we actually celebrated 27-30 years. And that is because of people like our special guests and those of you that are joining us tonight. We are so grateful to have you. We have a true attitude of gratitude, but I can't wait to get to the speaker of the hour, whom we love and treasure. It appears as though almost every time I am pivoting and doing something different in my life, this phenomenal woman comes into my heart. She is not only an author, best-selling author, she's a speaker, she's a motivator. She is the reason that I am not in darkness because I always remember her favorite words, stay in the light. And she says it with such conviction. Many years. I think she's been in this business for 40 years of inspiring, lifting us up higher, helping us to be a better version of ourselves while coping through life challenges. I am very pleased and honored to welcome our special guest tonight, and that is none other than Dr. Jewel Diamond Taylor. Let's give her applause as she comes on board tonight. We are so grateful. And I ask those that know how to pray, pray that the Lord will allow whatever is inside of her to come out and edify and uplift us, which she's always done. We love you so much, and we're so happy to have you on tonight. God bless you.
And God bless you, Carolyn. You have made such a tremendous impact on women and family and children. And I continue to be inspired by your dedication and your endurance. We've all been through so many different seasons. And I love to give a special shout out to all the women that are in the audience today. I can't see who's there, but hello, hello, hello. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Light, light, light. Peace, peace, peace. Love, love, love. I absolutely know without a shadow of a doubt, Carolyn, that I was born to do this. And I love what is behind you. It's your time to bloom. And I love that metaphor. But I'm also going to use another metaphor today from my recent publication called Becoming a Seasoned Woman. Now that I'm in the 7th chapter of my life, approaching 80 in a few years, I'm like, whoa, I am officially an elder. I am officially a seasoned woman. And it's not really about age, it's about the maturing, it's about gathering the lessons along the way. And I love the metaphor for women about being seasoned. I love the fact that each and every woman that is here today has a story. Each woman has made history in some way. And many times, especially melanated women, we diminish or we sabotage or we just kind of downplay our story, our strength, our endurance, our dedication, our sacrifice, our resiliency. So I love focusing on that. And I just want to open up with a few affirmations to kind of set the stage, Carolyn, and beautiful sisters online. It's the first page in my book, Becoming a Seasoned Woman. And I love affirmations because the 4 things I want to focus on today are self-talk, shame, secrets, and stress. Okay. So when I talk about self-talk, I mean, what are we telling ourselves? What are we saying to ourselves? So I presented immediately on the first page some suggested affirmations. I am a seasoned woman. Life added heat, but it also added flavor. I no longer rush my becoming. Slow cooking has produced my wisdom. My scars are not stains, they are seasoning in my story. I trust the woman I have become. Experience has trained my discernment. What once tried to break me became the ingredients of my strength. I am not fading with age, I am ripening with clarity and courage. And the longer I live, the richer my life becomes. And so, again, I was using those metaphors because the Bible says we are the salt of the earth. And I like that because salt preserves. Salt is in the ocean. We are 80% water in our bodies. The medical industry tells us we don't need salt, but we need it. We were in salt in our mother's womb and water, and salt has preserved us, but it's a seasoning. And a lot of times we don't understand that what we have gone through allows us to be a preserver of our history, our legacy, our stories, our family. And we're living in a very patriarchal world that downplays the power of women and women's history. So I love inviting women to embrace who they are: secrets, shame, self talk, and stress. All of those are ingredients, but especially melanated women. We kind of have a stigma about the things that we had to go through. I am a seasoned woman and I am marinated in wisdom. I've been simmered in patience and I have let life slow cook my character. Let me pause there. I thank God I'm not the woman I used to be because I have gone through fire. I have gone through seasoning. I've gone through a lot of things sticking at the bottom of the pot and I didn't stir up my gift. But as I stirred up my gift with intention, I began to realize the power that I have and my flavor. And I took the juice of the joyful moments and I used it to soften the tough pieces of my story. Sometimes the tough pieces are hard to chew: the betrayal, the divorce, the setback, the surgery, the family rivalry, the family secrets, the addictions. The things that we're not proud of can cause us to get tough in our soul. But if we could remember the joyful things, there's balance, there's yin and yang in life, then it produces an oil which keeps our soul from being dry and brittle. And the tears that we have shed are like salt. In fact, they'll tell you that there's salt in our tears. So there's an amazing alignment with cooking and food and understanding who we are, celebrating who we are, no matter what we've been through, knowing that the grace of God, the grace of our Creator has brought us this far. So when I think about being 75 now, I think, well, my mother didn't even get to 60. And so many of my sister friends have passed on. So I don't think about, oh God, I'm getting old and oh, I'm this and I'm that. I'm grateful every morning that I wake up. I want to let the ladies to be reminded, we don't know how many Tuesdays we have left in our life. And we want to bloom. We want to but see, a flower has to go through dirt first. A flower cannot grow if it has not gone through dirt. So many of us have came out of dirt. Circumstances that were not beautiful and wonderful, circumstances that we're ashamed of, choices that we made. And we're living in a very interesting time that things are moving so quickly. If we don't grab a hold of here's another S, our self-worth, we will not bloom. We will just be limp. There's a beautiful plant near my front door. And if I don't water it, when I come downstairs, the leaves are limp. And it says, I need water. And I tell you, after I give it some water, within a few moments, that flower has lifted. Water is very, very important. And so as whether you're talking about, the Lord is living water, that's a metaphor that when you are pouring into your spiritual self, you will live. You will grow through the difficult times. I learned to stop stuffing down and denying my emotions. I believe that we've got to embrace every emotion that we have. Sometimes we're sad all the time, or we're mad all the time, or we're hurting all the time, or we're stressing all the time. I'm not saying we don't have those moments, but we want to encourage each other to find as much balance as possible. Find the joy in the day. Find the joy in that job you may not like. Find the joy in the family situation. Find the joy as you look in the mirror and say something positive to yourself. I believe that every woman has a book in her, and it's mostly born out of pain. And I'm sure everybody online today has gone through something or going through something right now or about to go through something. I believe in the power of journaling. I believe in the power of nurturing sisterhood, the women that you feel safe with, that you don't have to put on the mask. That's a life skill. And what I have found is that when we are stressing, when we're in grief, when we're going through some difficult times, when we are being challenged and pressed on every side, let me tell you, I have found that sisterhood has been my medicine. I have found those safe places where I could speak the truth, and it's very liberating. I have learned that the oil of my faith keeps my heart from getting hard. And some days, my sisters, you may feel like you're in a pressure cooker and you're about to pop. Yeah, I know. I know what that's like. And other days you may feel like things are moving so slow, like you know how when you're cooking a roast and you let it simmer for hours. But the thing I love about the time that we're living in is that we are being challenged to develop patience, which is one of the fruits of the Spirit, to be patient. Because what has happened, the world has tricked us into thinking everything is going to be instant. Microwave, drive through, text me. If I don't respond to a text right away, somebody say, I just sent you a text, like as if I don't have a life, you know? But all of this technology that we have, even you, Carolyn, working through the technology of setting up this session today, is technology. There was a time we didn't have this. So we want to make sure that we have developed resiliency skills to be able to bounce back when things are not going our way. And one of the principles that I live by is I don't react to everything. I don't react to everything I see on the news. I don't react. What we want to do is remain calm. So many sisters talk a lot about faith, but then when they're in that pressure cooker, all of a sudden they want instant results. And I just want to say to you, as a seasoned woman, we learned that faith is one of the things we need. It becomes a steady anchor that holds us when life storms are coming. As a seasoned woman, we learn to adapt. There's things you and I cannot change. We learn the difference between perspective and perception. I bet many of you think about things that you used to do and you realize, man, I thought that was the cat's meow. Wow, I thought that was everything. And now your perspective has changed to say, you know what? Now I know what's really important: my health, my peace, my joy, the people in my life that bring me joy. Am I giving them enough time? We learn as a seasoned woman what gratitude is. It is one of the main ingredients in my pot. Emotional wellness, staying aware of your feelings, because you're going to have a gamut of feeling. And I really believe, ladies, that we can have grief and gratitude at the same time. Yeah, I call that ambidextrous faith. I can have both. Life is about the yin and the yang. There's a pole. It's either hot or it's cold, but then there's the medium degrees. So if we don't learn how to deal with our emotions, it'll take us out. The stress will take us out. I know that so many of you are dealing with situations like caregiving, which can be exhausting, isolating, financial burden. I know that many women are finding themselves single and happy, and single not happy. Many women are retired and they're no longer inspired. We want to light within them a spark to realize if you are still here, there is still purpose in you. And we can find the gratitude, even though on the other hand, we're holding grief about the things that slipped through our fingers, the things that didn't work out. You see, when you don't live your life as a victim, I believe that the Spirit brings to us new things, and we have to allow new things to be birthed. But if we're only holding on to the grief and we're not allowing gratitude, that will keep everything at the bottom of your pot just stuck to the pot. Nothing is, you can't eat it, you can't taste it, because it's just sitting there getting burned up. So one of the things that we want to think about as seasoned women, are we active? Are we moving our bodies? It's so important that we move our bodies. And I'm talking to me, my sisters, because I sit a lot at my computer doing a lot of work. I do a lot of life coaching virtually, which means I'm sitting in front of a computer. I live in Los Angeles, which means we don't ride bicycles, we drive everywhere. So that sedentary lifestyle is not healthy. It is very detrimental. And I realized that because I started having challenges with my knees. And so it's important that we move, that we learn to breathe, that we learn to laugh, that we choose the right things that we're taking into our bodies. I just recently came from the grocery store, and my grocery basket looks so different than it looked like 20 years ago, even 10 years ago. Because as a seasoned woman, I realized I've got to change the choices that I've made. I said recently on Facebook that, people call me a motivational speaker, but nobody needs motivation. You just need new habits. So people can motivate me to change, but until I change my habits, nothing's going to change in my life. So I want you to write that down. I don't need motivation. I need new habits. And I don't know whether that's because you're challenged with money situations, or you're challenged with being overweight, or having diabetes, or dealing with some type of health issue. You don't need motivation. You need to create new habits. I want to say to you, please know this. We hear all the time, you're a creature of circumstances or a creature of habits. No, you are a creator. You have the ability to create new things in your life. But again, you've got to have that patience. You've got to have the support. You've got to have hope. So I'm kind of glancing at my book, Becoming a Seasoned Woman, and I'm glancing on the phrase where I talked about, again, the paradox of life. I love an author, I can't think of her name, but she put two words together, brutal and beautiful. And she said, life is brutal. And I love that because I'm a wordsmith. And I love the fact, I used to stay away from negative words, negative, I'm not going to say it. But you know what? There are things that are life that are hard, that are unexpected, that are uncomfortable, that are unpredictable, things that cause our hearts full of sorrow. But there are also so many beautiful things in life. And we have to train ourselves to see both of them and realize this is part of life. The joy and the pain, the sunshine and the rain, the up and the down, and all the things that we're seeing. We have to decide what's going to get our attention. Notice, my sisters, when you say pay attention, the key word is pay. Whatever you're giving attention to, it's going to cost you. So I love how Sister Carolyn has chosen to pay attention to the needs of the sisters and the daughters in the community there, and be that lighthouse, to be that lifeboat, to be that hand that reaches out for those. I'm doing the same thing with my ministry called Women on the Grow. Instead of saying, oh, that's so sad, and oh, look, all the terrible things happening in the world, I said, let me plant my own garden. How can I be a part of the solution? And ladies, if you're in a season where you're like, I don't know what to do, I'm in a season, I used to be the president of this and the CEO of this and the supervisor of this and the mother of the children, and now I have empty nest, and I used to be younger, and I used to be this. It is time to say, how can I be a part of the solution? Because there are beautiful things, and there's some very brutal, corrupt things happening too. Children, the elderly, the sick, the impoverished, the people displaced, people that don't know, that are going through loss. I'm a grief counselor. I had no idea that would become a part of my seasoning. But losing my 38-year-old son to cancer, and my mother to cancer, my best girlfriend to cancer, and after my mother passed, 2 months later, my mother-in-law passed, and the list goes on of people that are close to me that I have had to experience the grief. And so I'm finding that a lot of women are not blooming because they are stuck in the sorrow and the grief, and they don't have the resiliency and faith skills to get up again and to accept that life is brutal. Oh my God, there are things that just will take your breath away. You know what those things are. You've experienced those things just as I have. But I want you to understand the power of storytelling and transparency. Maybe you made some choices in your past you regret, and that brings us to that S called shame. Don't you know your story could help somebody else? Don't you know that by you being transparent and you reaching out and letting another sister know she's going to get through it because you can share your story? Sometimes a story is more powerful than a scripture. Sometimes a tear is more important than reading a book. because you're okay, here we go, tongue tied. Being authentic is what we really want. We don't want the fake. We want realness. I don't know about you, but I grew up on fantasies, Easter Bunny, Santa Claus, Disneyland, all these TV sitcoms. At the 30 minutes, at the end of the show, everybody was happy. The problem was solved. People on Love Boat falling in love, and at the end of it, they're getting married. Those things did something to our mindset. And so as a seasoned woman, you begin to separate fantasy from real life choices, real life consequences, real life endurance. You begin to realize that it's important to have some type of an emotional release, whether it's crying or journaling or worshiping or art. Dance is one of my favorite things. Gardening, singing, traveling. These things will help you to navigate life, to deal with it, to endure, to hang on, and not lose your mind. So many women are dealing with emotional and mental illness. They're not coping well. And it's a sad statistics that so many women, because of this political atmosphere we're in, are being displaced out of their jobs, losing homes. And this is a time that we need to know whose shoulders we stand on, ancestors that dealt with so much more. We need to know how to call on the ancestors. We need to know how to call forth the DNA that is flowing through us. All the nameless women, and some of them are in your family, your aunties, your grandmothers, your neighbors that sat on the porch and told stories, raised children on their own, fed their families, endured betrayal and another family down the street. I can't tell you how many women I life coached that still are stuck in their childhood trauma. Daddy wasn't there. I recently interacted with a family member and met her for the first time, and she said, I'm one of 10 children. And I said, really? And she said very calmly, as if it was natural, she said, yeah, the women love my daddy. And I thought to myself, I got to talk with her, because she normalized that. And so if we are the first generation of women to be transparent about our secrets, to tell our stories, to break the stronghold of shame, to learn tools to deal with the stresses of life without medicating ourselves, without unaliving ourselves, without blaming everybody or blaming yourself for things you did not even know. I want to say to you, my sisters, that God is within you. Don't let the hard days win. That is one of my foundation affirmations that gets me through. I'm not going to let the hard days win. I'm not going to be surprised when the hard days come. That's what makes me stronger. That's what adds seasoning to my life. I want you to remember that every single day is a special occasion. I want you to get up. I want you to comb your hair. I want you to add some color to your wardrobe. I want you to put on some music. I want you to take a napatizer, take a nap. I want you to read something that's going to empower you. I want you to go put on that beautiful dress. Go. What are you waiting for? What are you saving it for? Life is short and serious. And we've got to make sure that we purposely, intentionally add some joy. Because my sisters, you have carried a whole lot of life. You've carried work and family and stress and responsibility. And some of you have carried everybody else emotionally and financially. And now that same body deserves some care, not just survival mode. I need you to stop bragging about being a superwoman, because exhaustion is not a trophy. I want you to get out and walk. I don't care if you just walk down the street. want you to stretch those knees, put on some music, dance in the kitchen. Your joints will thank you later. Eat like you actually like your body. Make sure you put things on your plate that are alive, that have color. If there's no color on your plate, you're eating things that will not bring you any nutrition. Okay. I used to eat terribly. And I'm like, what's going on? And I realized, Jewel, you have got to create new habits. And let me tell you, habits take a while before they become steady. You have to be consistent. Okay. I want you to stay connected to organizations like Carolyn or to mine. Stay connected where you feel people see you and value you, where people are not gatekeeping information. I just returned from speaking in Atlanta and I interacted with so many women. And what I loved about our conversations is that we were sharing information. Did you know about this? And do you know about that? And have you read this? And have you been here? And it's like, we need these tools because, as I said to the sisters, there's things I know you don't know. And guess what, sisters that are here today? You know things I don't know. So networking, truly networking, not just to gain something, not just to pass out your business card, truly networking, truly connecting, truly caring is going to be our currency. I believe that relationships are the new currency. I would not be here today if I had not had a relationship with Carolyn. Carolyn, how long have we known each other? At least what, 20 years, maybe? If not longer. So when she thought about, oh, I want to have somebody, she immediately thought of me because I'm in her orbit. I'm in her circle of empowerment. She knows what I do. I am branded as a woman who empowers and teaches resiliency and building your faith muscle. So there are people, I look at other situations and I say, I wonder why I'm not in that circle. And I realize, oh, Jewel, relationships are currency. My adult son was unemployed for months and it was very stressful. And I connected with a sister at a funeral. And I knew that her husband was in construction. And I mentioned that my son situation. Because of that relationship, my son is doing so much better. Now, what's the undercurrent message? I wasn't ashamed to ask. A lot of us are such superwomen. We don't want people to know that we're going through financially. We don't want people to know that we're not feeling well. We put on this mask and we're missing the blessing. We're missing the earth angels right there that could empower you. So in my book, and I hope you'll order it, I can send it to you either as a PDF, which means you can read it on your computer or your iPad. I sold all the hard copies in Atlanta this weekend. So if you want a hard copy, I could get it to you in about another week. But on one of the pages, I gave an acronym for seasoned. S is simmered in patience. E, you and I are enriched by our experiences. A seasoned woman is aware of her worth. S, we stir up our gifts. Sisters, you got more than one talent, more than one gift, more than one story, more than one victory. Stir that thing up. O is for oil, the oil of your faith. N is not afraid of the heat. Now I just say, bring it on, life. Bring it on. I can deal with it. Do I like it? Is it fair? No. Bring it on. I've been in the heat before, dealing with situations I didn't like. But because I'm seasoned and I act on my faith, the other E in season is elevated by wisdom. I wouldn't want to be a young person again. It took a long time to get to know what I know, and I wouldn't trade that for anything, the wisdom. My BS detector is so calibrated. I used to be so naive and I used to be so giving. I used to just be so open. I used to just, oh my God, I used to procrastinate. I used to have a lot of clutter. I used to just wish. I wish. Oh my God, I'm so glad I have been elevated because of I see things differently. And so do you. And the D in seasoned is discernment. That's just another word for intuition. It's another word for wisdom. Oh, you can sniff things out, can't you? Yeah, that's from your experience. You are the salt of the earth, which comes, that's from Matthew 5:13. So I want to share a couple of things, and then I want to open it up and see if you have any questions. Feel free. Carolyn hired me to be of service today and to support this theme of Women's History Month. I've made my own history. I have surprised myself. You have made history. You have done so much and you have played it down. Or maybe you didn't get the applause. Maybe you never got the award. Maybe you never got the recognition, but you know in your heart of hearts that you have a story, that you are amazing. You are beautiful. You are resilient. You are intelligent. You change the environment when you walk into a room. You have changed lives. You have done things for people that you probably never see again, but you had an impact on them. You have overcome certain habits, certain ways of thinking, and you're still here. You've been close to the edge, but you didn't give up. You have loved people that didn't love you back. You have given where people didn't give back to you. But look at you. You're amazing. And I want you to remember that. You are a precious jewel. Your crown has already been paid for. You are the legacy of women that never had the opportunities, that never had the choices that you can make. And yet, because we have so many choices, sometimes we don't make a choice at all. In psychology, we learned that if you give people too many choices, they don't make any at all. And we have lots of choices. And we get married and stuck to doing things one way. I want that job. I want that man. I want my children to act this way. I want this. And we get so tied to that expectation, we're not open to other pathways, other relationships. In my 40 years of speaking, the people that started off with me, I only have maybe 2 or 3 of them. I've gained new relationships, new people, because water seeks its own level. I can't be around certain people anymore because we're on a different level. And it's not a judgment. It is my discernment that says I've got to find people like my Carolyn, like Ava's on the line, like my sister Dina that's there, that's part of my ministry. I don't know who else is in the room. I don't want to neglect anybody else, but I just want you to know that you're powerful, that you're the salt of the earth. And I want you to know that in the spirit of being a seasoned woman, life offers us a tremendous menu. Lots of choices, lots of choices. But sometimes we're locked in and we don't realize that we can make, there's other choices. I'm starting to do some new things. Would I like things to be the way they were when I started 40 years ago? Of course I would, but I had to learn to adapt. And that's what seasoned women do. You learn to adapt. You watch who's in the kitchen. Everybody can't be in the kitchen. I can't travel with everybody. I can't talk with everybody. You have to learn. And so I just hear the spirit saying, stop talking, because somebody has a question or a comment. And if that's you, please raise your hand or let Carolyn know. Okay. Not sure how you are navigating this, Carolyn. Oh, I see Ava. Hi, Ava.
Hi, I mean, I'll go first if
Go ahead, honey. You
that's
popped
okay.
up. Good.
Okay, I first of all just want to thank you so much for the food you shared with us today. The
Thank
food.
you.
I am so blessed. I have a copy of your book and I am savoring it. I just got it from you when you were here in Atlanta, so I have not started it yet. I'm kind of savoring it. I want
Yes.
to, I want to be just right when I read it. And I think after tonight, it's time to start. So thank
Yeah.
you for that. Just a couple of points I wanted to make that you've touched on so many wonderful, wonderful things that apply being a seasoned woman. Something that you were saying before, how seasoned women, how you don't react to everything. You know, one
Mhm.
of the things that I have said now, I'm 66, I'll be 67 this year, and I tell you, I'm like you. I've lost loved ones. Both of my sisters are gone. It's just me now.
Mm,
Um,
mm.
I've lost both my parents. I've lost my very best friend. She passed from cancer too. So
Mm.
I've lost a very close first cousin just recently, and others. And the love of my life. I lost him 2 years ago too.
Mm,
So,
mm.
but you know what I've said? I have said I don't want to be good at burying loved ones. I have found myself knowing exactly what to do
Mm.
funerals to prepare before the funerals. I
Yes.
know how to do that. And I found myself feeling really sad about that because that shows me that I'm in the habit or I've become accustomed to loss. But by the same token, when you were saying how you can find the goodness, that's the brutal part of life. But the beautiful
Right.
part of life is that I had these people in my life. I have memories of them. I've
Yeah.
known love in my life. I've known what
Mm.
it's like to love and to be loved. That is the beautiful part. I can't get them back. I hope that I'll see them in
Mhm,
another life. But for
mhm.
now on this earth, all I have now left are the memories. And one of the things I say not just in relationship to burying loved ones, but just into life itself. Like you say, when things come up against you, at this season point in my life, you know what I say? I've been here before. Like you
Yeah.
said, you like it? No, still don't like it, don't want to deal with it. But I have been here before. I got through it then. I've got a
Yes.
100% survival rate. And you know what? My last medical test, my mammogram was look, my boobs flop now. They don't stand up perky and pretty no more. That those days,
Yes.
but they're cancer free. And when I go, those are the things that I don't take for granted. You were talking about health as a seasoned woman, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to go on. I've been writing
No, no.
about what you were saying. I just wanted to respond. As a seasoned woman, the things that I used to worry about, I don't care about no more. The things that I
That's
did think about as a younger person, my health, my family,
uh-huh.
wonderful other women, and women
Yes.
in my life that have been there, that are soulmates, soul sisters to me. I
Yes,
don't take
yes.
that for granted. I didn't think about these things when I was younger, but as a seasoned woman, my
Hmm.
plate, the food on my plate is very different now. My
Yeah.
meals are very different. And I don't mean that literally, those two, but I mean it spiritually. I mean it holistically. I mean it, well, you know how I mean it. I'm losing words now, but I think everybody, I hope you all get what I'm saying. My meals look totally different because I'm different. I'm not that same.
That's right.
So I
Yeah,
want to thank you.
and I love that because it
Mhm.
is, oh, my light's going off. I don't know what's going on with the light. Can you all see me? Is it dark?
Oh yeah, we can see you.
Okay. Um, I love you sharing that because what came up for me, Ava, is that the source of most stress is because we're fighting against reality.
Mhm.
We're resisting it. I don't want it, change it,
Yeah,
which affects our physical body
yeah.
and our emotional body. So, stress, if we learn to go with the flow, if we learn to adapt, if we learn to say, like you said, I've been here
I've been,
before,
yep.
the body can breathe, the body doesn't get tight, the body doesn't get full of aches and pains because we are fighting against the flow of life. Okay. Think
Yep.
of ourselves as flowing down a river. I remember doing uh, a retreat in Jamaica, and I'm not a real physical athletic person, And every time we would go to Jamaica, the group would say, "Come on, Jewel, we're going to go rafting." I'm like, "I'm not doing that raft. That sounds dangerous." And so one year I said, "Okay, Jewel, you're the leader and you're not going to participate and you're going to punk out." So finally I went, and it was the most amazing thing to be on that river and to see me flowing and realizing, as the guide said, here's a stick. So when you come up against a rock, you push yourself away. And I thought the raft was going to be 3 or 4 people. It was a singular raft. I'm in this raft by myself. And I said, oh my God, this is life. We're all going down the river on our own, pushing up against the rocks. And people would pass me, "Hey, Jewel." Some would be ahead of me, some would be beside me, some were behind me, and they'd shout out. But we were all in our own individual rafts. And eventually that river will end up in the ocean. And you know how much I love the water metaphors. That eventually we're just a river, eventually going back to the source.
Absolutely.
And so when we relax and we say, okay, this is my river. Hi. People don't stay, and I love what you said, how you have soul sisters, and you're one of my soul sisters. And I just get full when I think about it, because it's such a gift. It's such a gift to have people in your life where you feel safe. And there are many women that don't have that. And that is my wish for the women in this session today, that you nurture and you honor the women who give you a safe place to be real. And I say, oh, you shouldn't do that. Oh, you shouldn't think that. No, I need to breathe and tell the truth and let go of the heaviness of secrets and the heaviness of shame and the heaviness of low self-worth and the self-talk that is like a knife to our spirit. We are beautiful.
Yes.
I don't care what you weigh. I don't care your hair. I don't care where you've been. I don't care what you did. You are a child of God and you are still here. Yeah. And that is a beautiful gift. Thank you so much for coming today and sharing that, Ava.
Yes.
And I trust that you're going to enjoy the book. Thank you for buying it.
I can't wait. I can't wait. I just wanted to say one more thing real quick. Grace.
Yes.
One of the things I have given myself as a seasoned woman is grace. I'm learning to not be so hard on myself. That's all I wanted to share. I meant to say that. Yeah. Thank you.
That's one of my favorite words.
Yes.
That's one of my favorite words. And I say that, ladies, because in my darkest times, especially when my son made his transition, for me to still be sane, for me to get through that, I know that was grace, because I'm ministering to so many women who've lost loved ones and they're not getting through. They're stuck. They are angry. They are attached. They haven't accepted that life is a river. So grace, I've experienced it many times. I experienced it on this last trip. I misplaced my purse on this past weekend in the airport. And I saw so many people in the airport with all this crisis going on, where I saw the stewardesses and I saw the women at the counter. They looked tired, they looked angry, they looked stressed. And yet, as I was about to board the plane, a man came down the aisle with this beautiful energy. And he said, "Is there a Jewel Taylor? Is there a Jewel Taylor?" And I said, "Yes." And he held up my purse. That was grace. That was grace. That was grace. And as I looked at the people in the airport that looked so stressed, I intentionally was walking around smiling. I said, I'm going to smile at everybody. And I'm going to smile. And I'm going to say, Lord, I'm so glad I don't have a life where I hate my job. God bless them. And I just kept smiling and I kept smiling. And then that happened. My energy, I believe, allowed me a portion of grace, because that would have been horrible to my passport, my wallet, my driver's license, everything. And I'm about 3 people away from stepping onto that plane. And he came down. "Is there a Jewel Taylor?" And he had the most joyful spirit and happy. And And I wanted to hug him, and he said, honey. And he said, you got to keep going. I said, but you don't understand. Honey, you got to keep going. And I was just grateful.
Mm.
It was grace.
Yes,
And I
it
think that
is.
when we choose to see the beautiful people, when we choose to have an energy of love and light, when we choose to say, there's things in life I can't control,
Mm.
I can't control that. Only thing I can control is me. Right, Dina? You want to say something, Dina? I see you, honey. Come
Yeah.
on, Dina.
Real quick, because y'all know I can go. But thank you, Jewel, and thank you, Carolyn. I got this call that you were going to be on, so I stopped what I was doing and reached out to folks. And look at this pillow. I don't know if y'all can see it,
Oh,
but
let me see.
it says, I don't know how to change the phone, but basically it says bloom where you are planted. And
Oh, yes.
I got the pillow covers because I like to change for the seasons. You know, I change. But I was talking to my line sister who was on this call, Delta Sigma Theta, of course. But anywho, a lot of what we shared for almost 2 hours on this phone and catching up and just sharing and talking and loving and laughing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like an affirmation because we talked about the grace. She
Yeah.
walked more than a mile while she was talking to me, and I'm sitting there just talking and sitting, and we talked about you got to move and this, that, and the other.
Yes.
And it was 83 degrees out here today in the DMV.
Uh,
And I went to mom and I said, I need to get out. I really do. And she said,
yeah.
sure do. I walked for more than I said, I'm gonna do about 15 minutes just to get out. She said, taking half an hour. I said, you gonna be okay? She said,
Mm.
yes. And I walked. Of course, there's somebody that I see, that I speak to. I talked, I laughed, and then I got back in. I said, girl, I called Michelle. I said, girl, I did it. Thanks for the encouragement.
Yeah.
My knees feel better and I
Yeah.
feel good. And I told her, when I can't walk, we all know excuses are tools of the incompetent. So when I can't get out, or when things happen, I say, I just dance. I want to get up and dance or
Yes.
do what I can to do it. But everything you said is always on point. You are a jewel. You are my diamond. I love you. And I'm
Oh.
saying thank you for everything.
Oh, hi, Dina. I love you, honey. Thank you for sharing that. And let me tell you what I do when I don't get outdoors. I go to Silver Sneakers on YouTube, and this brother sits in the chair and does all these movements to the Temptations and the Whispers and OJs and Michael Jackson. And we just sit there and move our arms and move our legs to the music. So sometimes we can't get outdoors. Sometimes, you just can't. But the secret is just find some kind of way to move your body. I also do the trampoline. I have a small trampoline and I bounce. Our
Wow.
bodies, yeah, it's good for circulation and your lymphatic system. We have to move. It is
Yeah,
medicine.
we talked about yoga, chair yoga. So I said I'm
Yeah.
going to get back. But
Yeah.
anyway, thank you so much. And thank you, Michelle, who's on this call now, for joining us. I don't know if she will say anything, but thanks.
I'm so honored to see your beautiful face. And thank you for being a part of our Women on the Grow. You are one of our beautiful sister sowers. Thank you, honey.
Hi, I wanted to. Hi, Joel. This is Akina, and I wanted to. I want to say when I've been listening to you because I've been with Carolyn for a while, working with Sisters for Sisters. But I'm at the point in my life now that I think I'm coming into the seasoned portion. I lost my mom late last year, and so I started looking at things differently. And it's like an internal shift. That's going
We need everybody to mute yourself because there's background noise. If you can mute yourself, that would be helpful. And I'm sorry, I didn't hear your name.
Akina.
Akina. Hi, Akina.
I've seen you speak as possibilities, and I'm always working with Carolyn on things. But
Okay.
as we grow, and I think a lot of my girlfriends needed to hear this, life gives you complications. And like you say, you have to learn to develop but also too understanding what trauma was passed on and why you feel like you have to overgive and not be seen.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
within the last 3 months after burying my mom, and understanding what levels of grief is, I think we all need to have that understanding of what a seasoned woman is. And I've gotten to the place, the phrase for me is I'm quick to listen and slow to speak, meaning I'm not going to give you a reaction right now.
Right,
And in
right.
some cases, some people don't know how to take that. Like, why don't you say anything? I said, because I have to process. I'm still processing the grief of my mom. And then I
Mm-hmm.
realized talking to a friend of mine, I'm still processing the grief of her not being in my life and me not having her there because we were adopted. So there's a root chakra energy disconnect that was never put in place. And I
Mm-hmm.
learned a lot about that type of thing when I became certified in yoga last year and also Reiki. So I learned a little more in depth about it. My point is that this is a very good piece of tool, and I really believe I need your book. I discovered 5 years ago I have a sister. We're connected through a brother, and we have we developed over this past 6 years a relationship that I never thought that I would need
Wow.
in my life because she's become like that big sister, but my friend. And we have time, we have sister time. But I started changing what I listen to. And I
Beautiful.
started looking at what version of myself showed up that no longer serves me. That means that those connections that were made during that version of myself no longer serve me. And the hardest thing is to look at something and say, I've shed that. That's not.
Right.
And
Isn't
I
that
think
beautiful?
that's where we get like, oh my God, as I'm building my business and walking into my gift, you find that space to go, I want to only be around people who are going after their vision and their mission. And it's not wrong, but I just don't understand your conversation anymore because I spend my free time
It's like
looking
a
at
foreign
stuff.
language, huh? It's like a foreign language.
Right. It's just like you're looking like, what? No, that's not what we're doing. No. So it's a coming of age. I turn 50 next year. So it's that part of me that's really going in and deep and saying, what no longer serves me? Who am I? Who am I showing to
Mhm.
the world? But more importantly, spending time and finding my gifts and building on that. And so I think I really need to have your book because there's just certain things you need to shed with
And there's
yourself.
different levels of grief. Sometimes women are grieving what they never had. So by you being adopted, there could be a part of your soul that grieves never having time with your biological mom and father. And if you don't address it, and by you saying you do Reiki, I'm sure you work on helping people to release that. And what I would say to you as a seasoned woman, be very mindful of how you can help others, but make sure you use those same practices for yourself. Because for so many years, Akina, I would teach women how to do a lot of things, and I realized it was all intellectual. I could tell you, but I wasn't doing the work. So for you to be on the fifth floor, girl, you don't know what a rich life that's ahead of you because you're having this awakening at a good time. And I congratulate you on that you have the language and the awareness of the power of engaging your body through yoga and Reiki and recognizing that the old versions are falling away. So what do we call that? We call that being born again. So let's look at it when in the Christian church, we call that a baptism. They go get in the water. When you come up, you're a new person. It's not that simple. But here we go again with the water metaphor. So understand that just that this transitioning of letting go of what used to be and becoming a seasoned woman. Becoming is an adjective. That means, I mean, it's a verb. That means it's a process. It's not something you just snap your fingers, but you already ahead of the game because you're recognizing the paradox. You're recognizing the push and the pull. You're recognizing the sorrow, like, oh God. Because when I think about what I used to do and how I used to do it, it's like, ah. And that's what propelled me to write the book because it's like, there got to be other women that speak this language of saying, wait a minute, my role has changed, my priorities have changed. who I hang around has changed. What I eat has changed. How much sleep I get. My no is stronger. My yes is stronger. You're not people pleasing anymore. And you're accepting the flow of life. That's why water is so important. And for us melanated people, water was so important. Nature, understanding. But we became colonized, we became indoctrinated in systems that said black or white, rich or poor, ugly or beautiful. No, we have to deconstruct that line of thinking and realize that there is sorrow, there is joy,
Yeah,
there is.
you don't know it in foster children. I've learned we don't know. And if you grow up in a house that saw you as a check, you never
Yes.
become whole because you were an asset up until 18 and then you became a liability.
My
So
goodness.
those are the things that you don't know, and going through certain things you don't feel seen. So lately I've been listening to I think there's an AI artist, but there's a woman called Coco Expressions. And she has a song on there called To the Woman I'm Becoming. I encourage everybody to go and look her up. It's Coco Expressions. And she has a whole bunch of songs that I listened to that within this first, let's say when I found out she passed away, it was like late last year. And we buried her in January, like the first week of January this year. And my brain has been doing this, but I've been really in search of what I was passed on from her that I no longer need, that may be attracting certain things that don't serve me.
Well, I'm what they call a trauma informed therapist.
Mm-hmm.
So if you ever want to talk, we can make some time, because you're already ahead of the game, because you have a certain language and perspective to understand how do I take care of the
This
missing
wallet,
pieces.
of course, it's Jergens. The safe way to create your own sunshine for instant, natural-looking color that glows on for days. That's the feel-good feeling of Jergens.
Oh, I don't know. I guess somebody's TV was on or something. But yeah. So thank you for coming on and sharing your comments. I see the name Joy.
Hello,
Yes, Joy.
this is Joy from California. I just joined in.
Oh, hi, Joy.
Hi.
My
Yeah,
girl from California, from Women on the Grow.
yeah. You're in Georgia, right?
I'm home now. I got
Oh,
home
you're home now.
yesterday.
Oh, okay. I missed what you said, but I'm sorry. Give it at the end. I just had to was gone. Anyway, I'll be quiet.
Oh, that's okay. And I'm just glad I can't really see you. I
Oh,
haven't
I didn't put the thing in my. I'm looking kind of.
That's okay. You don't have to be on camera. You don't have to be on
Okay,
camera. But
okay.
you're such a faithful, loyal supporter. You just made the effort and the time, and I appreciate that, honey.
Thank you. I said, oh, she's in Georgia. My dad from Georgia. My dad won in Forsyth, Georgia.
Okay. All right.
Hi,
Excellent.
Jewel.
Hi.
Hello, who's this?
I'm Shelly Williams Bay. It's so good to see
Oh
you.
my goodness, Shelly, my Shelly from the Bay Area.
Thank
Have
you
you been
so
on the
much.
whole time, Shelly?
Yes, I was one of the early birds on accident on purpose because I'm in my housewife season, cooking and doing. So I didn't want to
Okay.
miss anything, but I just really simply wanted to say to you, I sincerely honor you and thank you for all the positioning that you allow us as women, because I remember meeting you or finding out about you back in the early 2000s when I was blessed to get your emails sporadically, and then moving forward to now 2026, I've been to look on a cruise and several of your conferences and things of that nature. So I just wanted to say to you that I'm honored that you are such a humble vessel and you're so approachable and available to women at any level, any age, at any season. And I wanted to recognize and honor you because you have allowed me like a voice of strength from a lot of different angles and a lot of different reasons. But I just am honored to be able to say that, I know you, you're always available, you're always approachable, you're humble, you always have a right word, on time word, and you're such an encouraging person that you're allowing me to remember that I can let my light shine and don't apologize for being the Shelly that I am when I walk into the room. And so I'm in a season of, I'm knocking on a 30-year anniversary, April 11th, for myself and my husband. And we had to have a serious conversation last night. And I found myself in my soft whisper voice. And I was so grateful for like the strength to understand by way of prayer and peace and stillness to utilize my softness to get a means to an end, in other words. And I'm recognizing that I get that empowerment from you because you always speak positively. And I remember telling you, oh, I'm going to get this little job. And she said, well, watch what you say. That little job is going to be. And when I tell you that's the best job I've ever had, those people love me. I can bring my dog to work. So I just want to encourage you in all of your works. They are not in vain. And thank you for always. And I really sincerely mean that. And I wanted to take a moment to tell you that all the way here in Georgia now.
Oh, I'm just a big old crybaby, and
I love you.
I'm learning to receive. And what I want to say to you, you said exactly how I see myself now.
Amen.
Not a motivator, but a reminder. I want to be a
Yes.
reminder. I want to wake women up and remind them who they are and the possibilities that they have. I can't motivate people. I started 40 years ago. I can't motivate you. All I can do is share with you skills and share with you that all you got to do is change some of your habits. And you're telling me you changed your habit and how you interact with your husband. And when I tell couples when I'm counseling, two wounded people are going to always be in conflict until one of you wakes up and says, wait a minute, I'm dealing with a person who's wounded, and I have to see that I got to talk to the child in them that was hurt.
Yes.
The child that was abandoned, the child that misses their mommy, the child that was sexually abused, the child that was invisible, the child that didn't have siblings, the child that didn't get on the team. And so when we're wounded as a child, we have insecurities.
Absolutely.
And we don't have communication skills.
One of the things that I've been gifted with, as you know, is my grandmother, who will be 94. And she always tells me, remember, honey, he's from a different tribe. And when I hear the word tribe, of course, I automatically think of you. But it was such a poignant statement because that's absolutely true. You can't be upset for someone that's from a different tribe. You just acclimate and or navigate so that, as I said, you're getting the result that you're wanting. But you taught me how to be soft. So thank you.
And there's nothing wrong with being that, because as the earlier sister said, we have many different versions of ourselves. Yes. Shelly, you are a powerhouse.
Oh,
I can imagine how at times your mate could be intimidated with your strength.
I would deny it, but you're right.
Yeah. So it's very smart of you to say, let me dial this back a little bit.
Yep.
That's what a seasoned woman does. You choose your battles wisely.
Yes.
Is this battle worth it?
Yes.
And so let me tell you, you are a healer to him because you are addressing the part of him that has some hurt, insecurity, fear. You're very much like me. You're a powerhouse. And I had to learn how to dial it back in my marriage. And it was hard because I know what I want, and I know how I want it, and I know when I want it, and I know who I am.
Right.
And
and I say, I'm not listening. I just have a different plan. You know, I can pick A or B, and I'm choosing B because I know what A has taught me. So we're getting there. And I just thank you for all you do. I'm air frying and laundrying right now, but I didn't want to not speak and say hello to you. So thank you for allowing me today.
And that's what we do as seasoned women, multitasking.
Yes, period.
I love you and I honor you. Give my love to your mom and your grandma.
I definitely will. Love you right back.
Stay in the light.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Jewel, this is Arnita.
Oh my goodness, there's my Arnita. Yay, in Colorado. Women on the Grow is showing out today.
Yes. So I shared in the chat. If you have not received this book yet, I put investing in Jewel's book is investing in yourself and you are worth it. And the other message I put, becoming a seasoned woman is a gift for your soul. So if you
Oh,
don't
bless
have
your
it,
heart.
I read it. It's a quick read, but a lot of tools that stuck with me. I literally asked if I can keep my phone with me while I was prepping for surgery,
Hmm.
and I read through the book, and it was as if you were there with me.
Amazing. Amazing.
Thank you.
Amazing. Energy, energy, energy.
Yes.
This is my sister friend who's been with me for many, many years. I've watched this single mother of 6 girls, and now she's a grandmother. Uh, and I have literally watched her bloom, Carolyn. You talk about a flower. I have literally seen her grow before my eyes. And if I had to put up a picture of, I don't want any mother sisters to feel less than, but this is the poster child. She has blossomed. She uses the tools. She shows up. She's everywhere. She doesn't miss a beat. And I'm so happy that that tool was with you as you went into surgery and everything went
Yes.
well. I love you so much. Thank you so much for being in the session today, Arnitha.
Thank you.
And thank you
I,
for being a powerful sister sower. You give consistently. And you and I and all the other sister friends have literally changed women's lives because of
thank
your
you.
giving. Thank you.
Thank you. And I just want to share, it's not just me, that generation goes on. My daughter was 9 years old when the middle one, when she first met Joel. I had the traffic, and I said, come on, get in the carpool. I didn't know where I was going and what was going on. But
Mm.
to this, she's 33 now, and now she's been publishing her own like online books. She
Ah,
created an app, like a reset app, and
ah.
a lot of what she's doing, she contribute to the Women on the Grow, and she contribute that to you, Joel. So,
Oh my
so
goodness.
it's yeah,
I
it's a
love
trickle in a good way.
that's most important. The legacy, as you said, the next generation.
Yeah,
My. Oh, thank you for taking the time to share that, Arnitha.
thank you.
I just, oh, wow. Carolyn, look what you did, Carolyn Washington. Carolyn, are you still in the room?
I am definitely here. Can you all hear me?
Yes, yes, dear.
Okay. Jewel, no, this is what you've done, and all of these beautiful flowers that are blossoming all around because
Isn't that
you
something?
have poured so unselfishly, consistently. Sometimes you wonder, well, I wonder how they're going to be this day. Well, what are they going to
Yeah.
say the next time? But with Jewel Diamond Taylor, we know we're going to get the real, raw, and the nurturing every single time. So we definitely appreciate you. And I appreciate all these beautiful lights that have joined us tonight and
Mhm.
shared such words of encouragement. We're not going to listen to the hype in the street about Black and brown women can't get along. They are jealous. They're
Mhm.
hateful.
Right.
Tonight, we served up under the leadership of Dr. Jewel Diamond Taylor, pure sister care, compassion, thoughtfulness, and everyone has shared a word. I got something special out of everyone, especially Joel, of course. So we thank God for you all for joining us tonight. We appreciate it. Now we
Yes,
are
yes.
about to close, but I would like to ask Joel, is there anything else on your heart that you would like to share before we close out for this evening?
I'm going to go back to the water metaphor. Um, with every sister, please find a wellspring. Find some place where you can be refreshed and renewed because life is challenging. We see the swift changes happening on every level: economic, political, medical, financial, media. And if we keep watching media, we're either going to fall into comparing ourselves and thinking we're not enough, or we're going to be overstimulated with fear and anxiety. So you must find a wellspring. to, as I said, remember who you are in God. Remember what your strengths are. Remember your DNA. Remember the choices you have. Remember why that stirring up in you, that gift that needs to be stirred up. We need your gifts, sisters. Please do not allow the enemy of your soul to talk you out of showing up. Carolyn has been showing up for 30 years. And we would not be on this line together if we had not been nurturing and staying in touch and uplifting one another. Please do that in your community. Connect with me, connect with Carolyn, whatever it is, just your church or your yoga class or whatever. Just do not go through these coming days, these days of uncertainty, uncovered. Please do not do that. Get your faith anchored, get your perspective in a position of hope and optimism and endurance and resiliency. Tell your story. Tell your story. Heal your soul from the trauma of racism, trauma from childhood, trauma from sexual abuse, trauma from your addiction, trauma from divorce, trauma from losing their job, trauma from losing your loved ones. We are all going to experience it, but we can all survive it and we can thrive. I am in a thriving season because of all the tools I'm sharing with you. Am I telling you that it's easy? I am not telling you that. I'm telling you, don't let the hard days win. I send out a message every Wednesday, and I spell Wednesday, W-I-N, Wednesday. It is a free inspirational message that will come to your text. It will say, click here to read Jewel's Wednesday inspiration. And I send out a word each week and also letting you know where I'm going to be speaking. I believe that Carolyn and I will probably be doing something later soon. She's an amazing woman. I see her and she sees me. I'm having my annual retreat in Malibu that I've been doing for the past 10 years. That will be in September. I'm also available with budget-friendly fee for my counseling and coaching. And if for some reason you're not working and you need my services, my nonprofit will offer you a scholarship for counseling. I do grief counseling, I do life coaching, helping you to have some emotional wellness and kind of get the cobwebs out and overcome those things that make you feel unworthy or stuck. Amen. And my website is I Am Powerful. I Am Powerful, but I spell it POWHERFULL.com. You can email me, Jewel with one L, Jewel Motivates, S at the end, Jewel Motivates at gmail.com. And with your donation of $10, I will send you the book or I can download it to you. It's only 40 pages. Quick read. But I believe it's a game changer. Thank you, Carolyn.
Oh, no, thank you. I'm so full. I don't know if you all do buffets. I know everybody's eating well, and I haven't been out like that for a while. But you know, when you go to an all-you-can-eat or a family reunion and you're so full, you're wobbling around like, oh my God. This message and this word and this spiritual food filled me up till I can barely think straight because I ate so much. It was so beautiful and it was so filling for my soul. And I know many of you. I just want to thank you again for being on. I had just a word to just thank the Lord for this night. I thank him for this blessed woman of God and all of these women representing women on the grow. And we see their glow. And we thank you, Lord, and pray for favor, open doors, and miracles as we close out the month of March, we enter into the month of April, that we bloom where we are planted, because we know the best is yet to come.
Yeah, okay. Amen.
We love y'all and hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful night. I don't know, I don't want to close anybody off. Is there anything someone would like to share,
Mhm.
Jewel? Anybody?
Um,
Any share?
this is Joy. I just want to thank Miss Dr. Jewel for encouraging me a lot also with keeping my peace. Because I've been
Mm.
in a lot of situations now where my peace has been trying to be disturbed, but now I'm fighting back and I keep in my joy. And when things are said, I just turn it around and move on and keep praising the Lord. And I remind myself, keep your peace,
Yes,
and don't
yes,
let
yes.
nobody take your joy. Because my name is Joy, so don't steal my joy.
Love
So
that.
anyway,
Yes. Thank you,
so thank
Joy.
you so much.
Jewel,
Stay in
this
the light,
this
everybody.
stay in the light. You all have a wonderful and blessed
Thank you.
night.
Thank
Take
you,
care. God
Carolyn.
bless. Oh,
Thank you,
thank
everybody.
you. Thank y'all for
Thank
being a
you.
part.
Good
Amen.
Jewel,
night.
I love you.
Love
Take
you.
care.
And mom says,
Bye to your mom. Bye, mom.
Bye.
God bless you.
Jewel, I'll be reaching out to you because I really think I will need that trauma
Yes,
informed
please.
situation. But
And
also
please just
too, if
mention
I
that we connected through Carolyn because I get a lot of requests. Mention that and I'll get right back with you. Okay. You got my email?
you said it. Let me see.
jewelmotivates@gmail.com.
Okay. All right, that should be easy enough.
Jewel
If
with
I
an
don't
L.
remember it, I'll ask
Yeah,
Carolyn.
you
or
can
just Google
tell
it.
me.
Jewel's everywhere. Google.
Okay. All the
Yeah,
things. All the things.
yeah. And Dina,
Well,
I saw Paula this weekend. She took me around.
No, I was out and I missed her call when she called with you on the phone. And I said, oh
Yeah.
man, I had my phone silenced mistakenly. But
Oh, yeah.
anywho, yes, we talked. And of course, we talked about you in a lovely way. Like, dang, I missed Jewel. And
Yes.
thank
So
you,
here we
Carolyn,
are.
for that message because I would have missed this. See, God's timing is perfect. I was like,
Yes.
what? Carolyn's calling, and it was the message to tune in. And I
Yeah.
did.
To
Okay,
God be
bye
the
for now,
glory.
y'all.
All right.
I got it. Okay, mom. Hi. We're going to call Jewel later. Okay. Mom said, make sure you get that book.
Oh, wow, I am still on. Hey, Carolyn. You didn't end the meeting. Oh, wow. uh, what is it saying? End meeting for?